Cheers. Guten Tag, and greetings from the Bavarian capital of Washington, Leavenworth. As you can see from the beautiful scenery behind me, we're going to be diving into Bavarian culture, fruit stands, and many other outdoor activities. If you're new to the channel, my name is John and I cover everything travel related. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy our content. Now let's go explore. Of course, with the J. Lou's Travel, we're always starting our day with a cup of coffee and maybe a little bit of a treat. We were recommended J5 coffee, so it's right off of Main Street, and we're going to go check it out. Coffees have been acquired. Now, don't worry, we will get a delicious treat as there's many bakeries and restaurants in the area. Leavenworth was originally called Icicle Flats, and it was founded in 1885. Now, originally it was a frontier town as the railroad company would cross through this area. But as the railroad company cut back a little bit, the town needed to figure out a way to revitalize and attract tourists to its area. As you can see with the mountains behind me, they were inspired by the Bavarian motif. Now, they still pay tribute to their original name, Icicle Flats, as some of the trails and areas still use the Icicle name in it. Leavenworth attracts over 2 million tourists a year. And given that their population is a couple thousand, that's pretty impressive. Now, they heavily lean into the Bavarian roots, and they have many different events. One in particular is Oktoberfest, but don't worry, we're going to be checking that out tomorrow. They have tons of people that come for their Christmas lighting, and it's just absolutely spectacular with the Bavarian architecture and the mountains in the background. In fact, Leavenworth is the second most popular tourist destination outside of Seattle. So that's a pretty impressive feat right there. The town has really embraced Bavarian architecture and culture. Of course, the local businesses have adapted their brand and signage to encompass Bavarian styles. What's even more surprising is you have large international and national companies that have embraced it as well. But it's really cool that they've kept that whole culture in this town. All right, we passed a gingerbread bakery, and of course, nothing says a classic Bavarian treat like gingerbread, so we have to go in. It definitely lives up to the hype, but the big question is, how do I pick just one item? We acquired our delicious treats. We heard about a trail that's right by the river, so we're going to grab our treats and have a little picnic. One of the main attractions in downtown Leavenworth is the Nutcracker Museum. It has more than 7,000 nutcrackers from around the world, from the prehistoric age to the modern era. So let's go check it out. The Nutcracker Museum was fantastic. It's $5 per adult, a little bit less if a child or senior citizen. Correction on our previous note, they do not have 7,000 nutcrackers. They have 9,100 nutcrackers from all over the world. They hold the Guinness World Record for the most nutcrackers, and they're continuing to acquire nutcrackers through donations or other purchases or through other means. But I think I learned so much. We saw some of the oldest nutcrackers, one from the Roman period. Every occasion, like Halloween and other holidays, and every type of character that you can imagine from pop culture. So it's definitely a must-do. You can spend anywhere from 30 minutes up to an hour in the museum. It has 2 floors. First part of the floor, you can watch a short video and learn so much about nutcrackers and the history. There were a lot of questions that we didn't even know we had until we went into the museum, but the staff is super helpful and they'll answer any question that you have. When you come to Leavenworth, obviously trying the Bavarian traditional food is a must-do. One of the original, probably one of the most iconic spots is the Luncheon House, which has traditional sausage. You can get a nice beer and enjoy the beer garden there. But now during festival season, lines can get pretty long. So if you're not willing to stand in line, you can look right across the street at Leavenworth Sausage Company. The food there is just as delicious, locally owned, and all their food is from local producers. It is lunchtime and we're starving. One place that was recommended to us is the Cheesemonger Shop. So we're looking for something cheesy and delicious. We got our lovely charcuterie spread, so we're gonna have a nice picnic as we came down to Enchantment Park. We're told there's some lovely views and also beautiful fall colors. So let's go enjoy. We made it over to Blackbird Island. It has stunning views of the Wenatchee River. And when we were at the cheesemonger shop, of course, we grabbed some cured salami as well as a couple cheeses and crackers. So we're gonna have a nice picnic as we sit on these logs and just enjoy nature. Oh, our picnic was amazing. We had a charcuterie board and it just was delicious. And of course for dessert, we had our ginger treats that we got from the Gingerbread Bakery. I had a ginger snap and then we had oatmeal with white chocolate and ginger. Both were absolutely delicious. The ginger snap was my personal favorite, but you can't go wrong with anyone. And of course, we had a special guest who crashed our lunch, but was just amazing experience on Blackbird Island. But we're heading to our next stop. Central Washington is filled with orchard farms, and of course most of these orchard farms have fruit stands where you can buy delicious fresh produce. The one that we want to highlight is just 2 miles outside of Leavenworth, Smallwood's Harvest. And what's really special and unique about it is not only can you buy fresh produce, but they have many other activities which we'll highlight. Now let's go inside. I'm not kidding. If there's something you're looking for, Smallwoods has it. We got a small gift from my father. Unfortunately, we can't buy anything too big because TSA might not like that. But we got a couple apple ciders to go, but there's so many options here. We really wanted to highlight Smallwood. In addition to the fruit stand, they have a massive kids area. And for just $5, we think it's a bargain price because there's so much there that kids can enjoy. This place is really big. In addition to the kids' playground, there's a maze, an egg house, and so much more. There's something for everyone to do here. We're learning that one day is not enough to spend in Leavenworth. There's so many things to do. You need at least a weekend to explore. The Leavenworth Reindeer Farm is just a few miles right outside of town. And it's a really fun family experience. You can book your tickets in advance, and there's a couple different experiences that you can pick from. The spring and summer is when their baby reindeer are born. From the pictures that we saw, that looks like a fun experience. But this is a really cool farm that is geared towards the family and great for everyone. For the thrill seekers, you can go to Leavenworth Adventure Park, which is famous for having Washington State's first and only Alpine coaster. And it looks really impressive. If you would like to try something else, there is ziplining, which is 15 miles outside of town. We'll put the links below if you're interested in either one. The Adventure Park also has a climbing wall as well as a mining activity, so very family friendly. Between the fruit stands and orchards, obviously ciders and wineries are a must-do. Leavenworth has many tap rooms, but if you just go right outside of town, you can find some of their main locations and take our word for it. The views alone are stunning, so if you're not that big into ciders or wineries, just go for the view. Trust us. And of course, when you look at these mountains, you're probably like, you know what? I really would like to go for a hike. There are a bunch of different hiking options. The two that are the most popular, you have Kolchak Lake, which is about 8.7 miles round trip, and then Enchantment is 7 miles one way. You gain 4,000 feet in elevation. Both are very challenging. Obviously, you need a little bit of time to explore both, but both are great options. As you can see, glacier lakes, the golden lark trees, and of course, amazing fall foliage. If hiking isn't your thing, there are a bunch of scenic drives that you can take. One of the most popular ones is Tumwater Canyon, which is along the Stevens Highway, and you can see beautiful autumn leaves. Do you have any personal recommendations as far as like the sausages? As we wind down our experience in Leavenworth, of course, we had to get one last Bavarian treat, sausage and pretzel at the Leavenworth Sausage Garden. So we're looking to dig in. But before we do, I want to go over a couple of things from our experience. I don't think there was anything bad. We really loved our experience. The Enchantment Park, Nutcracker Museum, just going in different shops, wineries. Maybe the only downside is the parking and the crowds, especially during a particular festival. I'm sure it looks absolutely stunning during Christmas time, but the fall season's just as great. But if you liked our video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe for future adventures. But until next time, keep on exploring. Cheers.